Hello guys, welcome back to another tutorial. Today we will look at how we can configure the DHCP IP helper, since many of you have requested me to make a video regarding this. So without much further ado, let's kick in. So this is the topology that I've created, so that simple way we can understand how exactly this IP DHCP helper can help to broadcast another network to another router. So let's begin. Let's go to the first router of this router 1, and then we will put the interfaces IP addresses. So I'm going to the first router, so let's take a side of this CLI, and then we will go to the router, and then we'll start the configurations. So let's enable, and then we go to the config T, and then we go to this first interface, this GIG. So int GIG 0/0/0, that is the address, and then now we will assign the IP address, that is this address of default gateway will assign to this IP address interface. So 10.10.10.1, and then the subnet mask will be 255.0.0.0. Enter, and then we will say no shut. So now as you can see that the interface of GIG 0/0 is up. Now we go to the next interface, that is GIG 0/0/1. So interface once again GIG 0/0/1. Then IP address of this will be the second network, that is 20.20.20.1, and the subnet mask of 255.2.0.0.0. Okay, so no shut. Okay, so IP is set. Now I will go to the next second router. So let's take a side to this one. This interface I'm going to set. So let's go to the CLI once again of the second router. We go to the enable, we go to the config T, and then we go to the interface of this interface, that is GIG 0/0/0, and then IP address will be for this one will be, since we have already put one this side, now we have to put 2. So 20.20.20.2, and the subnet mask is 255.0. Sorry, that was a mistake. 0.0.0, and then enter, and then we have to say no shut. Now you can see the link is up. Now we go to the third network, that is GIG 0/1. So int, the same router, GIG 0/0/1. And then now IP address is 30.30.30.1, and then 255.0.0.0 is the subnet mask, and then we say no shut. Okay, so far so good. So we have set all these IP addresses in all the interfaces. Now the next step is that we are going to configure the DHCP of this network, the first network. So we go to the router, and then we configure IP DHCP, and then pool, and you can give the pool name any name. So let's say C plus plus, we give the name that way, and then we give the network. So what network you want me to use? So this is a class A IP address, so network, and the subnet mask, this is 55.0.0.0. And now we can give as default router. In other sense, this is called another term we call default gateway. So here 10.10.10.1 will be our default gateway. Enter, and the next is we want to set the DNS server. DNS server, sorry, mistake of the spelling. DNS server will be 10.10.10. So I want to give the last network, so I'm going to give 250 last IP address, and then we go exit of the first IP pool, the first network. Then now we will create the next network, that is for the IP helper of the next network. So we go to this one once again, IP DHCP pool, and then this time we can give a spy 30. Okay, then network is 30.30.30.0. subnet mask is again plus A, so subnet mask default router will be of 30.30.30.1, and again DNS server. Now DNS server, this time I'm going to give even this one as 250 of this network. Okay, enter, and then we will exit from here. And now I'm going to give the dynamic routing. So here I'm going to use the dynamic routing. So I'm going to use the router rip, enter, and then here we're going to use this version 2. So version 2, and now network. Since I'm using the dynamic routing, I have to say all this network. I have to introduce to all this network. So first network I'm introducing, that is 10. Enter. Second network, let me put away this 20.20.20.0. The third network, that is 30 network, 30.30.30.0. Enter, and then we will say here no auto summer. Okay, so it's done. So the first router is done. Now let's save this configuration. So running config, and then we will save startup config. Okay, I've saved the configuration. Now let's go to the second router. So router, so let's give a site over here. Now this is the IP DHCP helper. So I'm going to this first one, the interface of this 30 network. So network ID, we go to the interface. GIG ID is 0/0/1, and then I have to give here IP helper address, and then this is my interface, and this network will be held by this interface, that is GIG 0/0, which will be of 20.20.network. So here 20.20.20.1, since this side is 1, this side is 2, so I'm given 1 here. So that is the address. Now I have to also mention this dynamic routing in this router like the previous router. So we go to this one here, router, once again, router, and then rip, and then now version is 2. Network, again I have to introduce all the network. Now first network is 30, so I'm including the first network. Then second network, that is 20 network, 20.0, and then third network, so that is 10.10.10.0. Enter. Okay, so now we just say here no auto summary. Okay, so it's done. So now close that. Now we will see whether our client systems are getting the IP addressing for this. So they should be getting 10.10.10.1 or 2 like that. So now let's go and put the DHCP. So as you can see, now it's already started with a 1, and then some DNS as we have given, it is accepted to the first client. Let's see the second client, DHCP. Okay, he's getting 2, fine, so far so good. Let's go to the other network of this client, go to the DHCP. They're supposed to get 30, yeah, cool, it's getting there. Second network, DHCP. Okay, so there you go. So everybody got, and the IP helper is helping that. So now we will see the connectivity. So we can check here between these two. Now we can show you success, or you can also ping this network. What is this IP? So you can see here IP config and 10.10.10.0. Okay, 2. So let's ping that. We go to the ping here, and then okay, yes, now it's pinging that. You can see. So 2, since it is 2, so the first time it is timeout, and the second time, third time, fourth time, the packet has gone through. So this is happen like every network that you try, it will always fail the first time, but you have to keep that, trying the second, third, fourth, it will be always a success. This topic has been helpful to you guys. If you have any query, or if you have any doubts, you can always give your comments in the comment section below, and then we will see you in the next video. Thank you, and keep tuning. Thank you.